Hello, all of you wonderful people, and welcome back to episode 8 of the Hostile Lands. We have quite a bit to get done in this episode that I'm looking forward to, so let's not mess around at all and let's go ahead and jump right into the action and get this amazing project underway. Now, where this project starts today is it takes us right back to our villager breeder, where we have been doing a lot of work in getting a ton of these guys accumulated over here. As you can see, there are now a ton. And we're going to be needing every single last one of these guys, plus a few extras for this new project. So I'm going to sit here for a little longer, pack a few more guys into this, and then we're going to be ready to proceed with the big project. We managed to get all of the villagers that we're going to be needing for this project, and we have been steadily moving them over to the new location for where we're going to be getting the new project set up. So let me just go ahead and show you what I've been doing for the last little while, as this should be the very last one. So I come down here, swoop them up like you saw, and then I have to cover this up, make sure nothing gets down there, and chase this guy down. And just to make sure that they didn't go too far or cross too many chunk borders, I don't have a ton of powered rails installed for this, so it is a lot of manual pushing, which has been a extremely tedious task, especially since occasionally you'll just run into a cow or a chicken. Something will just step right onto the tracks and stop the progress or send the villager back the other way, or you get attacked by mobs. So this has been a pretty rough process so far, but this is the last guy, so we should be all set to go. Just gonna launch him into this ugly pit that I have over here. Don't mind that, this is extremely temporary. Just need to get him out of there, and I've been making sure that we have enough by just placing some torches down up here so that I can know once I have all 20 of the villagers that I am needing, which we have finally done. So now it's time for us to move on to the next phase of this big project, which is arguably the most challenging part of the entire thing, even though breeding up all those villagers was far from easy. So let's get these guys secured in here, make sure that they're protected and ready to go, and let's get started. Some of you have already probably figured out exactly what I'm doing, but for those of you who are not aware, what we're building here today is an iron farm, and it is going to be a fantastic addition to this world, as it will be literally flooding us with iron for all kinds of different projects we have planned for the future. It is a super useful thing. And now this is not my own design. I will put the link in the description. This was a design by the YouTuber JC Plays, and love his videos. He does a really good job with a bunch of Bedrock farms, automation, all kinds of different things. So I'll make sure to have that down in the description. And I'm not really going to explain too much about how this works or how it functions, as if you want to know that, you can just go ahead and check out his tutorial. But I will bring you along for the journey in the process of what it's going to be for me to actually construct this thing and get it fully up and running. Right now, we just have the basic outline of how the farm is planned out currently, and for where our iron golems are going to be spawning. They'll spawn onto this platform, they'll get pulled by some water streams, and then they will be brought to where we can both kill them and collect the iron simultaneously. So now I just gotta spend a bunch of time placing a bunch of blocks, getting this all set up so that the platform is ready to go and that nothing around the area is spawnable except for the platform itself. So I'm gonna get working on that, and I will be right back with you as soon as we've made some better progress. Alright, the border is fully constructed, and we have our stairs on the second block up, completely surrounding this entire farm. And so now it's time for us to go ahead and get the water all sorted out for this, which is going to be what carries the iron golems along into the killing chamber. So I'm just going to go ahead and start placing these. I don't know if I actually need them in the corner. I can't remember, but I got an infinite water supply up here, so I'll just go ahead and place them there. And I'm going to have to do this all the way around the entire perimeter of this thing so that it funnels the iron golems into the very, very center of this platform in what I believe is going to be a 3x3 blocked area, which is where they're going to be falling down and being collected. So I'm going to spend a little more time going ahead and getting this whole thing flooded and getting those 3 blocks mapped out so that I know exactly where we're going to be doing the killing of these iron golems. Wonderful! So we have all of the water in place now, which is exactly what we needed, and it is bringing the water sources right to the 3x3 area in the center, which is exactly what we needed, as well as we have the platform in place for where we're going to be putting the beds for the villagers and the outline for where we're going to start building the capsules for these villagers that will hold them in place and allow them to work at their workstations while staying connected to the beds in the center, which is essential for this farm to work. If they detach from their workstation or they stop being synced to a bed, it is going to mess up the way that the iron golems spawn in. So now let's go ahead and get the grunt work for this done. Let's hit fast forward and get this thing operational. Alright, that is completely finished as far as getting the villagers locked into their spaces, which was a little bit longer of a process than I thought it was going to be, but I now have all their beds down. Each one of them is synced to a specific bed, which is essential. So now we really just need to make sure we remove these temporary blocks and go ahead and start setting up the kill chamber. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and get a quick sleep in real quick, because when dealing with villagers, the last thing in the world I need right now after all of that time spent is to go ahead and have any of them getting messed with, or having any sort of creeper explosions. That also would be another really horrible thing. So I got this temporary little thing set up over here. You can see the glass right here. You can see kind of how the kill chamber is set up. Got some simple hoppers in place just so that I can funnel things into the chests, and the signs are on the second block up, which allows the lava to be on the third one, which is going to make sure that they are getting killed and also not having the items burnt up in the process, which is obviously essential for making an iron farm, since we don't want to be losing any of the precious iron that we are trying to get from this. So let's remove these things right here, and let's get the final pieces in place for the kill chamber, which is going to be putting the lava in and making sure that that is placed in correctly and that I just don't fall into the lava myself while doing this, as that would be a big pain. Although technically there are hoppers down there, so my items would at least be salvaged unless any of them kind of shoot up and out of my body and into the lava. But we're just going to break these blocks right here. And then we just need to place a singular lava bucket right in the center of this 3x3 grid on this fence post. And that's going to spread across the entirety of the kill chamber, and that will kill any iron golem that falls in there. Now carefully remove that and do your best to not fall in. We can see cats are already spawning, which is great. It's an indicator of the fact that this is being picked up as a village because of the quantity of villagers that are in here. But because they're not linked up to any workstations yet, the iron golems are not yet spawning. So that is exactly what we need to do next. Make myself a temporary little platform right here so that I can have access to all of these villagers, because this process is also going to be another lengthy one, as we're going to need to place down a workstation and locate exactly which villager is syncing up to it, since the villagers, especially in Bedrock, are pretty finicky about their workstation and which villager is willing to work with it. You'd think it'd be as easy as placing it right in front of one and they'll take it, but no, they're pretty picky. So you have to go through, place it down, look for the particles, see which villager it is that is actually linking up to the workstation, and then go ahead and put the workstation directly in front of whichever villager it is. So now we've found that guy. We know he's the one who wants this workstation, so we'll place it down directly in front of him. And you can't really tell, but if you open one of these trapdoors, you can see that yes, he has turned into a Fletcher, which is perfect. JC Plays also mentions that the fletching tables keep the villagers able to work during the rain, so it is definitely the one of choice. So let's go ahead and get this thing completely finished off, and I'll go do that off camera and show you the final product. Now that is a beautiful sight. We just barely got the last of the workstations in place, and already we are seeing our first iron golem spawn, which is fantastic. It took a little bit of time to get them all synced up. They're kind of a pain, but I should never have to do this again, so it is well worth it at this point. Literally all that is left to do is to start doing some AFKing and get some iron built up in this little storage system we have below. And I'm not 100% sure how the rates are going to be on it. It seems like it's a pretty solid design and is going to do pretty well. So for now, I'll just leave these chests here. If it overflows during an AFK session or really is producing more than I'm expecting it to, I will update the storage system down here and maybe even put in a filter system to separate out the poppies or even turn them into bone meal. I'm not sure yet. That will have to wait and see depending on how well this farm actually produces. But really wonderful design. Thanks again to JC Plays for doing a tutorial on it, as I was messing around in creative for a long time trying to make an iron farm, and it's been years since I did one in Bedrock, and the mechanics have changed significantly, and I was not seeing very much success with the old methods that I was used to. So thank you so much to him for taking the time to not only get a good functioning design built, but also taking the time to get a tutorial out for us so that we can all enjoy some iron farms on Bedrock, as that is relatively a new thing for Bedrock, since Java was primarily the one that got all of the good stuff going on when it came to the iron farm department. But at this point, we can call this project done and dusted. I'm super pleased with the simplicity of the design and how we were able to get that all together in one singular episode. That's been a great thing. But for now, we're going to end this episode right here. I love you all to pieces. I'm so pleased that you guys keep on checking out these videos and letting me know that you're enjoying them, and it's a real awesome experience to be seeing the subscribers coming in and the comments down in the comment section. Love interacting with you guys, so please don't stop commenting. If you have any questions or any ideas, or you just want to let me know what you're thinking, go ahead and throw comments down there. Love the community that we're forming here, and it has been a fantastic journey so far, but we have so much more to do in this world. So I hope all of you guys will continue to stick with it, keep watching these videos, and come along for the adventure with me, because there is a lot that we can do in this world, especially together with your guys' ideas and the different things that you guys are seeing and feeling. So thank you all so much. Really appreciate it. And I will see all of you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.